Thanks for letting me have a couple minutes of your time. Hello, Mayor. A couple of things I wanted to address first. Mr. Christie, Councilman Christie, I wanted to see if you had a chance to follow up with what I spoke with you guys last, but I haven't been here in about a month or so. But last time I came here and provided you each with email copies and the copy of the picture that we had been leaked showing that the Houston Police Department was holding training sessions on the Houston Freethinkers and other activist groups. And we were trying to inquire to find out as much as we could on why those resources would be used against a peaceful activist group. And Jackie said that you would take some time to look into that. I've called your office probably at least once a week over the past couple months, and I've left my number and enough messages, but I haven't heard anything back yet. And I was hoping to speak to you personally, so I'm just following up to see if you or anyone else here had the chance to follow up on that first of all. Well, I guess I'll go through my whole statement first, but if you have the second thing that I'm here to talk about is something I've talked to you guys often about. It's fluoride in the water, actually what is known as hydrofluorosilicic acid. And although the mayor has so far been opposed to it, I do appreciate Councilman Christie and Councilwoman Helena Brown for staying up on that issue, and any others who would like to do so. I was recently contacted by a national organization that is planning a national awareness campaign on fluoride, involving 10 different regions around the country, public service announcements to be aired on PBS and cable TV, and they've chosen Houston to be one of those regions. They contacted me. They're looking for local health professionals, water treatment specialists, organic gardeners, and different people who are aware of the fluoride issue who would be willing to speak on camera about this, along with national health professionals who are ex-government employees, EPA scientists who want to speak out now about the dangers of fluoride in the water. So I'm looking for more help on that. I also have our petition of support. If any of you would like to sign that, we would definitely appreciate that. And my third topic is there is a march on October 12th against Monsanto for the topic of genetically modified foods, genetically engineered foods. Some of you may be familiar with the topic, but my main goal is to try to just encourage discussion there. So far in the United States, there's only been 4 or 5 counties that have passed GMO bans or moratoriums, while there's more studies on genetically engineered foods. And I would encourage something like that, and also like to praise the efforts that I do see around the city. There's a lot more community gardens and farms, and we're involved in those a lot. It's good to see more of those popping up, because I really believe that's where the solution is, rather than pursuing using the government. But yeah, those are my comments for the day. Any comments would be appreciated. Thank you, guys.
I actually can answer your question about the having your organization listed in by the police department. You know, the police department, a lot of organizations that do public protests plan those protests, and as appropriate, they contact the police department. They tell them they're going to have a protest. In fact, I'm on the police email alert, and so I get a list of everybody who's going to be protesting around the city if there are protests planned. In addition, they also maintain calendars of organizations that they believe are going to be doing public protests without permission, without notifying the police. My understanding, it was just a routine listing of your organization along with a number of other organizations.
But it was the information. I actually have more copies of the email if anybody's unaware of what we're speaking.
You gave me a copy of the email.
Yeah, if anybody here wasn't present, the email specifically was from an officer who was inside one of these training sessions, and the picture was our YouTube videos of the name Houston Freethinkers, and he said they had, it was very scary. You'd think they were a violent organization. I've been forced to watch videos on them, having to keep my mouth shut. I support what they're doing. I sent an email, and the next one just basically the tone is, because it does seem that there was an extended amount of time spent on our group, and they specifically mentioned my name. So
I don't know why they mentioned your name or not, but the officers who are over special ops are routinely advised of the organization's principles, so that when they're out on the street, they'll know who's doing what, which organization they're dealing with, and who they should look to in order to maintain order.
All right, and I'm sort of related to that.
Councilmember Christie wishes to respond as well. Councilman.
Sure.
Let me answer your question first, and then give you a little supportive data after that. But I spoke with the police chief, and I really never had a note to return a call of yours, so I return all my calls. But the police chief simply said that they don't target groups. And if you were here where there was an illegal protest a month or two ago, I've never seen such a professional action by the police force on bringing down an illegal protest. You know, and that, every color of the rainbow in that police force, it was beautifully done, and I'm just really proud of them. So I take him for his word that there's no targeting.
Thank you for looking into that.
And the positive thing is totally support the crusade against genetically modified foods. Let me just read you one quote from the smartest president of the United States. They say Thomas Jefferson was the smartest person in the White House except for the time that he's dined alone or something like that. He said, if people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be a sorry state as the souls who live under tyranny. You know? And so you are totally correct on that. So let me support you with that. But on the other thing, the police chief's done a good job.
Well, I appreciate that. Mayor, may I have one response to what you
Mayor
said?
Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Broze, I'll be brief. I too was here the last time when you came and you brought that to our attention, and I too said I would look into it, and I did. I remember it was around the time I think the mayor did, and I received the same answer that it was a part of just a general training, and it wasn't necessarily targeted your group. I don't know. I don't know between that information. I know that the source that you had, that maybe there's a disconnect there. So, but obviously the goal isn't just to target any single group, especially when we're doing peaceful demonstrations. I think it was just where they were getting a lot of different protests, and they were just kind of, it was more instructional was the intent. So, but I do apologize because I personally didn't follow back up.
Well, I do remember you saying that. I appreciate that. So we just wanted to be sure in other cities and other states that groups like Occupy, libertarian groups have been specifically targeted, groups who have acted perfectly within the law have been specifically targeted by different documents that have come out. And do you, either one of you know if it would be worthy to pursue a Freedom of Information Act request, a FOIA request in the police department just to see any and all records pertaining to our group, if that would be a worthy effort?
I have no idea what they have, and it would really be up to you. It is your right.
Okay, cool, because I just want to make sure that, yeah, we're all on the same page with that. And Mayor, briefly, I wanted to, and it's connected to this HPD thing, the whole reason I was trying to go to the HPD press sessions. I've recently been trying to go to the session with the chief to find out, to ask him directly about this topic. And just yesterday and twice now I've been notified that
If you're not a registered member of the
the
media,
mainstream media is what I was told. And I asked them to define that, and they said the major television stations and major newspapers. And I'd like to see the policy on that, or, you know, I'm a paid journalist under 3 different organizations.
if you wish to send something to me indicating your credentials as a journalist, I'm happy to intervene.
I would love to do so, because I've done that a couple times through different sources, and I keep getting sent around.
But I'll also tell you that the chief has the same attitude that I have. After you ask me the same question 3 times, I get really tired of giving you the same answer, so.
Well, I've asked you the same question twice, but a number of other ones. It's okay if the chief doesn't want to answer the questions like you do,
I
but
will if you'll send me.
I do appreciate the time, and thank you.